Have you ever caught yourself doing the same repetitive task over and over in a game? Killing the same enemies, farming the same loot, leveling up the same skills, and thought, why am I doing this? Grinding, it's one of the most love-hate aspects of gaming. Some people despise it, others live for it. But why? Why do so many gamers willingly spend dozens or sometimes hundreds or thousands of hours grinding in a game? What's going on in our brains that makes this kind of repetition feel so rewarding and even addictive? In this video, we're going to break down the psychology behind grinding in games. We'll explore what makes it so satisfying, how game developers take advantage of it, and why, despite how boring it may sound on paper, grinding might just be one of the most powerful tools in game designs. First off, grinding, in gaming terms, refers to the repetitive gameplay that's used to gain experience points, money, loot, or in-game advantages. It's the hours spent killing MOBs to level up in RPG, it's the resource farming in survival games, it's doing the same mission over and over to unlock a rare weapon. Grinding is repetition, but with a purpose. And while it may look busy work, it's not mindless. It's targeted, structured. Often it's a conscious choice made by the player to get stronger, faster, richer. But there's more than just logic at play. Grinding taps directly into some of the most fundamental psychological principles that govern our behavior. The dopamine feedback loop. Let's start with one big thing, dopamine. It's the brain chemical most associated with pleasure, motivation, and reward. When you complete a task, especially one with a visible reward, your brain gives you a little shot of dopamine. In games, this can come from leveling up, getting a drop, completing a quest, or unlocking a new ability. And grinding is basically a machine for generating dopamine on demand. But here's where it gets more interesting. Dopamine doesn't just spike when you get the reward, it spikes in the anticipation of the reward. And that means your brain starts getting excited, just thinking that you might just get a rare loot drop, even if it doesn't come. This is the same mechanism used by slot machines, lottery tickets, etc. It's called a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and it's the most addictive reward structure known to psychology. Another reason grinding feels good is because it gives a clear sense of progress. In real life, progress can be slow, vague, or invisible. You might work hard for weeks without feeling like you're getting anywhere, but in games, progress is immediate. It's measurable. It's visual. Kill a few enemies, boom, experience bar moves. Farm a few items, and then the crafting meter fills. Every second you put into grinding contributes towards a visible, quantifiable goal. This taps into the psychology phenomenon known as the goal gradient effect. The closer we get to the goal, the harder we work towards it. That's why players often double down on grinding when they're just a few levels away from unlocking something big. The bars fill, numbers climbs, the reward is just within reach. And that feeling, that's deeply motivating. Grinding doesn't just give you loot, it gives you mastery. Even when the tasks are repetitive, you're building skill, you're learning enemy patterns, optimizing routes, min-maxing your character, and that taps into the core psychological need of competence. According to self-determination theory, one of the most influential theories in motivational psychology, humans have the three basic needs of autonomy, the freedom of choice, competence, feeling skilled, and relatedness to connection to the others. Grinding directly fulfills the need for competence. You feel like you're getting better, more efficient, more powerful. You become the expert in this small digital space, and that competence is rewarding all on its own. The flow state. There's another reason grinding can feel oddly peaceful, even enjoyable. It puts players into a flow state. Flow state is a concept coined by psychologists, a mental state where a person is fully immersed in a task, focused, motivated, and completely in the zone. It's what feeling when time disappears and you're just doing what you're just doing. Grinding is almost perfectly engineered for this. The task is clear, the feedback is immediate, the difficulty is just right. Not too easy, not too hard. Games like RuneScape, Destiny, Diablo are all built around grind loops that let players zone out, relax, and fall into that meditative rhythm. It's not stressful, it's not chaotic, it's just satisfying. Collection and completion. Let's talk about another psychological factor, completionism. The urge to finish everything. Check every box, fill every meter, get every item. Grinding plays into this perfectly. Whether it's completing the Pokédex for Pokemon, unlocking every skin, or crafting every weapon, many gamers are wired to pursue 100%. This ties into the Zeigarnik effect, which says that people remember and focus more on incomplete tasks than completed ones. That missing piece gnaws at you, and you know you could grind for it, so you do. And when you finally get it, that mental itch gets scratched, and it feels amazing. Control in a chaotic world. Here's something deeper. In a world that often feels unpredictable, grinding gives players a sense of control. In real life, effort doesn't always equal reward. You can work hard and still fail. But in games, grinding is reliable. Put in the time, and you eventually get what you want. That predictability is comforting. It's a system where rules make sense and your actions have direct consequences. For some, grinding becomes a safe haven, a place where hard work always pays off. This can be especially appealing during times of stress, anxiety, or uncertainty. Grinding becomes a way to cope, to unwind, and to reclaim a little control in this chaotic world. Community and social status. Grinding doesn't always happen in isolation. In many games, it's part of a larger social ecosystem. MMOs, online shooters, or even trading card games. Grinding often earns you status. When other players see your rare mount, your maxed out gear, your fully leveled character, it's a signal. It says, I put in the work, I know what I'm doing, I'm not just playing, I'm invested. Taps the credit card. This taps into social proof, a psychological principle where people use other behavior as a guide for their own. If someone sees that a lot of players are grinding for a specific item or title, they're more likely to do it themselves, even if they didn't care about it before. Time investment and sunk cost. There's also a darker side to grinding, the sunk cost fallacy. This is when players keep grinding, not because it's fun, but because they've already spent so much time doing it. They feel like they have to finish it. It's like flipping 200 coins for a rare drop. You know the next one could be it, and even if it's not, you've already flipped it 200, so who's going to stop you now? This can lead to burnout, frustration, and even gambling addiction. Game designers know this, and many design their progression systems around this. They dangle the rewards just far enough away to keep you chasing, and when the grind feels endless, the sunk cost becomes a powerful trap. When grinding becomes too much, while grinding can be deeply satisfying, it also comes with risk. When done right, it's relaxing, rewarding, and empowering. But when absurd, either by the player or by the developer, it can become a grind in the worst way. Some signs that the grind has gone too far is you're not having fun anymore, you're playing out of obligation, not enjoyment. The grind feels like a job, not a game. At that point, the reward isn't worth the effort. And that's when games start to lose their magic. The best grinds are the ones that respect your time, challenge your skill, and make the reward feel earned. Not dragged out, not manipulated, just earned. So in closing thoughts, why do we love grinding in games? Because it hits every button in our psychological circuitry. It rewards us with dopamine. It gives us visible, meaningful progress. It satisfies our need for mastery and control. It helps us enter a flow state. It gives us purpose even in repetition. When done right, grinding is more than just repetition. It's a ritual. It's the digital version of sharpening your sword. Preparing for the next battle. It's slow, it's steady, and it's satisfying. So the next time you find yourself deep in the grind, ask yourself, are you chasing loot or are you chasing that feeling? That sense of growth, progress, and achievement? Because maybe, just maybe, that's the real reward all along. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you look at grinding a little bit differently, please consider dropping a like and a subscribe for more deep dives into the gaming psychology, culture, and design. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying grind you've ever done in a game? Until next time, keep grinding, but don't forget to have fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.